Sean right here with the champion 2016, the Arnold Classic Australia champion, Kai Greene, courtesy of Generation Iron. Kai, you did win here before in Australia, haven't you?
Yeah, but it wasn't the Arnold Classic back then. Tony Doherty and their wonderful bodybuilding machine producing show back then used to do something called the Australian Grand Prix.
FedEx, yeah, the Grand
No,
Prix.
before FedEx.
Right.
You know, and I mean, they had the likes of Sonny Schmidt and, you know, just Paul Dillette, just Dexter, brilliant bodybuilders of another time. I didn't see you in those photos, but as we are in the moment, you know, yeah, there was a very rich history here. Bodybuilding has been hugely strong in Australia, and yes.
You pride yourself on being a bodybuilding historian. You won last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, your third Arnold Classic over there. A lot of questions you answered. You came out 2 weeks ago a little bit soft. You tightened up. You started tight here and you finished tight. What was the difference between those 2 weeks?
Well, you know what? I think that we've just been working very, very hard. There's a lot of moving parts, as you understand, with getting to the stage and taking your dream and vision from being somewhere on the sidelines, you know, with your coach, George Farrer, working behind the scenes, trying to pull things along, and then you with your schedule and your new opportunities and responsibilities, having large dynamic muscle, my new company. You know, real talk, there's just a lot of really interesting working parts and a lot of things competing for your attention. So, you know, I've gotten a lesson in the way of a very rich experience this time around, and I think that we've been able to mesh our resources together, work a little bit tighter, work a little bit harder together, and pull out a new approach that actually served us very well here.
You're no stranger to adversity, and I know 2 weeks ago you had your back up against the wall. You came out victorious, but coming here, was it easier or harder than the 2 weeks prior in Columbus, Ohio?
Well, you know what? I got to give credit to a lot of the guys that I've gotten a chance to see, you know, over the years. I used to hear Jay Cutler talk about doing the business of bodybuilding behind the scenes. And as a fan and enthusiast of the sport, there are times where I thought I understood what that meant. Being where I am now, I understand that I had not a clue. The truth is, there's just so much that goes on behind the scenes in the way of working to see your champion realized and to see your vision of personal success realized that takes a lot of support.
Right.
But more importantly, it takes a lot of mental control of your own faculty. You know, so to answer your question, I think it's just, you know, I'm just very, very fortunate to be able to have some really good collective energy and teamship behind me that are able to support me, particularly now as we try to take on this big giant.
Well, and you had a tumultuous 18 months prior to getting back in the victory circle the last 2 weeks. Now, the million-dollar question. Of course, you can only savor this for so long. We've got Brazil coming up. I heard Arnold allude to you potentially going to Brazil, but let's talk about the Olympia. Is that in your sights? Is that in your crosshairs? And what do you got to do to improve?
Well, right now, you know what? I'm very, very excited about being able to be the representative of the Arnold Classic. Okay. You know,
is that your dream as a bodybuilder, to be the Arnold Classic champion?
Well, my dream actually has all to do with becoming the largest personal success that I could imagine and allow myself to believe in and step forward into realizing. So the truth is, whether I called it something else because I was limited in my ability to understand the full value of my personal vision, you know, is something else. But to understand it now, larger possibilities is what I believe anyone is supposed to be working toward with this opportunity that we have called our life today, this moment, the now.
And you're living in it.
Well, yes, we are. Yes, we are.
And Arnold and Tony are doing a great job here. So we're going to wrap this up for Kai Greene in victory. You want to thank anybody?
Yeah, I want to, you know, give a shout out to everybody. I got to first give a shout out to Generation Iron. Thank you for supporting me, particularly now. Got to give a shout out to George Farrer. George Farrer is the best, and this would not be possible without him.
Can I bring him in here for one quick second? George, come in here. The guy had his back up against the wall. We didn't get a whole lot of detail on what dialed him in this time. Slightly coming in off 2 weeks ago. Today, it was right out of the box. He was the winner, but he made up some ground 2 weeks ago. What did you do to dial him in?
Well, you know, I think it's just a lot of people don't understand how much that goes through, you know, the bodybuilder, except you and me, Sean, because we've both been in this situation. And nerve play a big role on the bodybuilder, you know what I'm saying? And I think in Ohio, like you said, he haven't been on the stage for over 18 months. It was really hard. he need to believe in himself again. He need to believe in me again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to say it in open. So in the morning, we had a little problem at the prejudging. I think he was just like little, shrugged down, doesn't know where he's going to fit and stuff. But you saw that we fixed it at night, and we came with the BAM. And right here, I told him, we can't play that game anymore. You're coming in right from the beginning. Right?
On a scale of 1 to 10, where's your confidence level?
Well, you know what? I believe that you're supposed to aim for excellence every time. Truth is, I should never say, with my mouth. I need to say it with my actions. I think your actions are indicative of your thinking. So because I've learned that lesson, I'll tell you, and I'll say this to everybody out there, anybody that's listening that really wants to understand, your thoughts become things. So even if you don't see it, sometimes you still have to be willing to say it's there, profess that it's there, speak to it. They say faith is the substance of things hoped for. When the evidence of those things are still not yet seen, you can't believe in a coach's vision. You can't believe in your ability to touch your own vision, to see your own thing realized. If you are incapable of being able to close your eyes, visualize what you want, have a purpose. So if a person out there that doesn't know what you want to do, you got to find it. You got to find it. It's really, really important, because that's how you don't waste your time.
But right now you are finding it in victory with George Farah, the guru. Kai Greene, victorious here in Melbourne, Australia at the 2nd annual Arnold Classic. For George Farah, Kai Greene, I'm Sean Ray, MuscularDevelopment.com.